Alright, a very good evening everybody. Welcome to the Twister eSports Cup. I am glad to have been invited by Mr. Drofter. Thank you for setting this up. It should be a fantastic night of racing. What is it? Before we introduce the co-commentator, it is 5 teams of 4 drivers representing each other's eSports teams, battling it out over 2 short qualifying and 2 25% races on dynamic weather at Silverstone and America. The point scoring is a little bit different. I'll go through that in a second, but I've got to welcome my good friend and co-commentator for tonight, Hedgehog.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for having me, and I'm really looking forward to some very good racing. Nice to see practically a full grid, which is even more exciting when you see all these drivers on your screen popping up. And I've said 5 different teams tonight. Something a little bit different from what me and you have done before, but definitely exciting. And I can't wait to get into the racing.
So it is very different from anything we've ever done, and hopefully that provides us with something cool. So the first thing that's different is the point system. So there was meant to be 20 drivers, someone couldn't make it, but every single person gets at least 1 point. So you get 30 points for a win, 25 for second, 22 for the final podium. Then it goes 20, 18, 16, 14, and then from 8th it's 13 down to 1. You get 2 points for pole position. Me and Hedge have no idea what anyone's pace is apart from J-Loot. So we have no idea what to expect. 2 points for pole, and you get 1 point for a fastest lap, but you have to be in the top 10. The points will get added together from the 2 races, and we'll see which is the winning team. It's all about the team tonight, Hedge. It's all about the team, not the driver.
That's what I'm really excited about. I think normally when you do an F1 race, obviously you have 2 people per team, but 5 per team is pretty intense. And it's how do you work pit stops out? If 5 of you are on the, obviously I know that, obviously you know there's 2 Williams for example, 2 Mercedes, but if 5 of you are on a team, how do you work your pit stops out? If you go wheel to wheel in certain situations, it's incredible. And like I said, to have 5 different teams on an F1 track is insane. And yeah, I've never done it before, but I cannot wait. And not just 1 race, but 2 as well. So, yeah. But obviously starting in Silverstone, our home Grand Prix, nowhere better either, is it? It looks like, I've not checked the weather, we've not been told about the weather, but sunny qualifying. Not too sure about the weather in the race yet. I'm sure we'll find that out pretty soon. But yeah, like you say, 5 different teams. It's how do you work your strategies out? When does one team member pit? When does the other team member pit? Do all 5 of you pit at the same time? Even the racing aspect, if at the end of the race 2 drivers are on for a win, who wins? Do you go wheel to wheel? Do you try and save? There's all sorts of factors that it's like a big jigsaw puzzle, really, isn't it? I'm going to be here trying to work everything out, but it's going to be amazing. And even the qualifying excites me because you've just got 19 people. It's just so many people to look at. I mean, normally when me and you do a race together, it's very, very rare when you get practically a full grid. And all these drivers say yes, they're teammates, but at the same time, they want to win. They want to be the best in that team. So it's going to be a mess, but it's going to be amazing, and I just can't wait. I really, I'm so excited.
That's 2 things about this. You want to win for your team, but you want to top your team. So, to make things a little bit easier, obviously there are 19 Formula 1 cars, they're not multiplayer cars. So, what the Drofter and Reds, I believe those are the 2 who designed this kind of tournament. We've put the Twister, I'll go through who's in each team in a second. We've put the Twister drivers in the Merkin Racing Point, so Mercedes engine. We put VSMT in Ferrari and Haas, Ferrari engine. We put ART in Red Bull and AlphaTauri, Honda engine. We put Vapor in Renault and McLaren. We put TRT in Alfa Romeo and Williams. That's the best they could do. It's not a bad effort. Before we say who's on each team, we have had some times. There is a small pace gap, but it's looking quite feisty. It's from 2nd to 7th already, 3/10. So Morgan's hit a pretty good lap there of a 24.2, not bad. And that's only first batch lap, by the way. Everyone's coming into the pits now. We've got 24.60s from Flats and Sasakir. These are not names we're used to, so we'll roll with it. Lonnie sounds good. 24.7, 24.9 from Vapor King and Bando. Fox has gone a 25 dead. Good times coming in so far. Kez, I don't know if you have access to who's on each team. Maybe
Yes, mate, I'm looking.
tell the viewers who's on each team.
I can, mate. Bear with me 1 second. So, Twister drivers. You've got... So, Twister drivers, bear with me while I get this up. Twister drivers are the Mercedes and the pink Mercedes, the Racing Points. On the Twister team tonight, you've got... well, you've got Flats, you've got... I'm going to be awful at some of these pronunciations are. Is it Sasaki? I do apologise if that's not right.
Yeah. Sasaki.
You've got Loney93. I'm going to call him Loney93. Again, bear with me. I'm sorry if that's wrong. You've got Bando in the... 1 minute, bear with me. Let me get it up again. So Twister, you've got... It's so confusing, but we'll get there.
Oh, they changed their mind. Should be Toby, Furhan, etc.
Oh man, they're a bit... 1 minute, bear with me. I've got a bit of a glitch on my screen, I think. It's not showing me the... Right, okay. Right, let's try again. Twister drivers, you've got Mercs and the Racing Points. We'll go through the list first. So Twister drivers, you've got Mercs and Racing Points. You've got VSMT, they are Ferrari and Haas. You've got ART, which are Red Bull and the Alpha Tauri. You've got Vapor, that are Renault and McLaren. And finally, you've got TRT, which are Alpha... No, sorry, are Sauber and Williams. So basically, Alfa Romeo and Williams. It's the Racing Point that's on his own. So Sasa is the only Racing Point. We did mention that one driver couldn't make it, so there's only one Racing Point. So it is the Twister team that are a man down. However, at the moment they're a man down, but 3 of their drivers are in the top 4 in qualifying, so they're clearly not bothering them too much at the moment. I do apologise then about the confusion with the teams. My game did glitch a little bit, but yeah, the Twister drivers have got a man down. They've got 4 compared to the other teams that have got 5. As you say, Flats, Sassar and Loney are in the top 4. So, not bad considering they're a man down so far. Obviously, plenty of time to go in qualifying, 9.5 minutes, but it's Morgan in the Vapor team that's currently leading the pack with a 1:24.2, which is pretty comfortable in me, to be fair. 4 tenths up on the next driver. I'm on board with Sassar, now looking to improve on his time. He's on a lap at the moment. But yeah, good qualifying so far. Quite clear, and as you said, as anyone who knows our commentary, they know that I like to follow the midfield battle myself, so I think I'll have a lot to keep an eye out tonight in the midfield.
I think you will.
With 19 drivers, could be a busy night, and we'll try our absolute best between the two of us to follow everything and keep an eye on everything.
I think you'll have a tougher night than I will. Just to confirm, the actual drivers, Twister is Toby, Furhan, Loney and Sasakir. ART is J. Luke, Kyle, MK Born, Akeke. Vapors, Morgan and the 2 Vapors. Lazy TT, Shay and King. TRT, Bando, Tricky, Rallio and Bayan? Ilia? Interesting.
I read that one as well, I was a bit confused.
See, they're not all Limmy Hedge, have they?
No.
And VSMT, Funky Fox, Bowers, Reds and TF. That's a lot better. Thank you. VSMT, hello to everyone in my stream and Hedge's stream. I can't really read the comments out loud because Kez won't be seeing what I'm seeing. But thank you so much.
We can read your comments out and I'll read. I've got a few as well, so you want to read some of yours out, I'll read some of mine out, that's fine, don't mind that.
I'll leave it to the formation lap. So 18 minutes of qualifying. We've had 10 of them. We've got 8 of them left. Vapor Shay put in a time of a 20. So he improved by, I think, over half a second last time. They're just about to start their second batch laps. Every single person out cares, apart from 2. Yeah,
I'm on board with J. Luke. We know J. Luke very well, the 2 of us, and he was just cutting the grass there in his AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri lawnmower must have been come out because he was trimming the grass there in Silverstone. He's apparently P17 is the slowest of the cars. Well, let me tell you something as well. J. Luke is one of the quickest F1 drivers I've ever seen personally, and considering he's 17th, I think just to show the quality we've got here tonight, that J. Luke's bottom of the grid so far, because he's a great driver. He's no slouch, J. Luke, at all, and he's currently sat with a 1:26.8, nowhere near pole, which I think it shows to show that some of the drivers on the show tonight are pretty ridiculous. We're not talking about average drivers here. We're talking about top tier eSports drivers. And I think we need to make that very clear before we do start, because we've done commentaries before. No respect.
They obviously want to try.
Of course they are. Exactly. But
so these are the teams you go to before you reach big boys.
Well, 19 drivers here, and we're not talking about 19 average drivers. We're talking about 19 drivers that have all got potential to go to the very, very top. and they're all fighting. This is a big night for them, Limmy, as well, because although they're fighting for the teams, they're fighting individually. You know, a team could do dead well, and one of the drivers could let them down. You know what I mean? So it's a team game, but at the same time, it's individual performances that could make or break you in the F1 game. So I'm excited. I mean, both Vapor Boys and the McLarens, they'll be happy so far, third and fourth respectively. Very close times between the two of them as well. A 1:24.5 each for Vapor Shea and Vapor King. We're down to the last 6 minutes of qualifying now, and I'm on board with the other Vapor. Vapor Laser, he was just invalidated his lap, and he's in to P16 with a 1:26 dead.
So Morgan's gone pole quicker, 23.9. Flats has moved up into P2, 24.3. Loney's gone into P3, 24.4. All very close. Leader gap on screen if Kez can do that on his, so you can see how tight it is after pole. 3 tenths down to 1.3 for P11. It's pretty close at the moment, and of course we have one more batch of laps to come. Just trying to make sure we caught everyone before they cross the line. I think we did. I don't see anyone else on a fast lap, as Lazy has invalidated. TM Racing has just gone purple second sector, apparently, the Haas driver with no time. The only one with no time. Let's stay on board with it. We all know the silver. Oh no! He just invalidates on the outside of a curb at Stowe, and he went purple second. So is TM Racing going to come out with a banging lap in a couple of minutes' time?
What happened to MK Bourne? Because he's retired, I didn't even realise.
Oh, that was really early on. It came out of the pits and crashed into a wall.
Oh, right, what a start to the night for MK Bourne. That is, you come out to the pitch, get a lap in early doors, and you get took out or into a wall.
No, he didn't
Fantastic.
get a lap in, it was straight away.
That's what I'm saying, that's when he comes out to get a lap in early doors, and he didn't even get around the first turn. Not a good night, and you don't want to be starting at the back, and his teammate J. Luke, one Bubba J. Luke now, looking to set a lap, a 1:26.8 at the moment for J. Luke, on his out lap at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that.
Have you got a track map, Hedge, for Silverstone tonight?
I've got one, mate.
Trusty book?
Do you know what, I didn't draw one, but I've got the official. I think the official ones are a bit better than mine.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we say. Track map, yeah, 18 turns is Silverstone. Obviously, it's the home Grand Prix based in... It's called the United Kingdom, innit? But it's in England, innit? It's our Grand Prix. It's not Ireland, it's not Wales. It's our Grand Prix. It's the English Grand Prix in my book. It's an 18-turn Grand Prix. It's got a couple of DRS detection zones. One at turn... just before turn 3 and one just after turn 10. And obviously the speed trap as well from 14 to P15. And it's the greatest track in F1, innit? Anyone who thinks it's not is lying. It's our Grand Prix. It's the home of F1. It's the home of football, some of everything, isn't it? It's home, and it's the best track in Formula 1. J. Luke, 7 tenths up, Limmy, in Sector 1, so definitely one to keep an eye on J. Luke there. He's definitely improving.
It's also home to a very unfortunate lockdown, and so are many other countries, which is why more stuff like this is probably going to happen. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. More lockdown, more racing, especially for those at home who in university, who can't study. It's all online. It's rubbish, I know. Try to do degrees from your bedroom, etc. But Mr. Carr, another 2 steps up through Magus and Beckett, just coming onto the Chapel Straight, down to Stoke, turn 15. Very famous, will be a great place to sit. Don't invalidate like we saw TM Racing do a minute ago, and J. Luke's coming into the pits. He's got enough time to change his tyres. He's not happy with that attempt. If he would have carried on, he wouldn't have had time to put another one in. Bando has retired on, I think, going into Stowe.
Yeah, Sector 3 looks like he's gone, the Williams driver.
P7.
I don't think he retired due to an incident. I think he's just thought, that's it, it's me done.
I will try and get everyone's screen time. I'm sure Hedge will do the same.
Yeah.
Hedge is very, very good at midfield to the rear, and like I said, he'll probably have more work than I will after lights out anyway. Try and get everyone as much screen time as possible to see what they can offer. I'm guessing teams will maybe be able to look at this and go, okay, wow, he was quick, let's actually watch him. So Raukio's come into the pits. Our quality time was normally a bit off, probably about 40 seconds, so I think people have enough time to come in just about now. It's a very long pit lane here, Kez. You know very well from some of our friendly leagues that the pit lane is incredibly long, and you don't really want damage early on or something like that, especially in a 25% race.
Especially when you go into the pits in P2, get stuck in the pits because everyone else comes in and come out P18. Yeah,
Yeah.
not good memories for me personally in Silverstone. It is, like Limmy said, a very long pit lane. This is the interesting thing as well. Me and Limmy very, very, very rarely do 25% commentaries. It's normally 50% races.
We have two of them.
We do, but it plays a big factor because... Go on.
Oh, something just happened. It didn't look great. Reds was coming down to Cops. There was a Mercedes weaving to try and get out of the way. He weaved into the way. Reds went to the left-hand side and invalidated because he had to go wide.
Oh dear.
So, Reds is not going to be happy. Alfa Romeo Raukio is retired. Going to get a lot of retirements now. People feeling they can't improve. Look at that, Kez, very quickly from Stowe down to Maggotts and Beckett's. We're all queuing up for the final lap.
You're not wrong. I had a quick flick through and I had about 8 things coming up saying people have invalidated the lap time. So. You're not wrong. Trixie invalidated. This is why you need
taskers.
Red's invalidated, as you mentioned previously. Invalidations everywhere, and we're into the last, like I said, the dying embers of qualifying. Now this is everyone's last chance. Trixie's retired. He's done P15 for the Williams driver, a 125.5. Not good enough. We will think, won't we? P15 is not great. And like Lemmy said, 25% race. You've not got as much time to make positions, and if you get damage early on, you're in a bit of trouble, because 25% races can be over in a flash.
Yeah.
It's going to be tense, it's going to be quick. You can't afford mistakes. Whereas in a 50% race, you've got a bit longer, haven't you, to sort of claw it back if something goes wrong. In a 25% Grand Prix, you're screwed if something goes wrong early doors. And like you said, the qualifying's practically done now, and we've got 3 or 4 that have already given up. They've retired.
So the final laps have started. The good thing about Silverstone is we know the corner names, so I can go on the teams and actually find out who's doing well instead of having to look at the track map. Here comes Funky Fox. He's going to be the first one to cross. Only 8th fastest. He might have a time to continue a lap if the 40 seconds is correct. Next will be the Alfa Romeo of Elion. Hope that's right. Elion, I don't know. Elion. We'll go Elion. Through Club Corner, through the final corner, he goes P9. Ferrari next. It's Regs who invalidated. Will he have enough time to cross the line? I'm not too sure. He won't be happy with that. Racing Point is next. Is it Cesar? It is. P5. Kes for 2 Mercedes.
Yeah, Sasa goes from 6th to 5th, on board now with the... Can I find him? Can I get to him? There we go. On board with Loney, who goes very, very, very wide. That's going to cost him massively. He stays P3. His teammate flats into the pits. It's done. It's a moment. It's a P2 and P3 Mercedes. Morgan goes even quicker, a 123.8. He's in a league of his own at the moment. Is the Renault.
Oh, sorry.
No, carry on, mate. Crack on.
Lazy moves up 1 place to P16, but 2 Red Bulls. Kyle goes P4. Keke is only P13. Alpha Tali's come through next. It's J Luke. He's only P10, only 10th fastest. For McLaren behind, he's entering the pits. There is a Haas driver, I believe. I'm seeing checker flags all over the quali board, Bo.
Done.
I think Morgan's on pole.
He is on pole comfortably as well, Limmy. No end. I think it was about 5 tenths. He's absolutely blitz qualifying there, and it's a great start for the Renault of Morgan. His teammates in the McLaren, Shea and King, P5 and P7, and his actual teammate, Vapor Lazy, only down in 17th of a 125.4, but Morgan on pole very, very comfortably.
The good thing is, it's definitely mixed. Looking at the bottom half of the table first, there's lots of different engine types and lots of different people from different teams, which is good to see. That also means the top 10 is also very different. You've got Morgan, Renault, Vapor driver, well, representing Vapor. He's the only one of the Vapor people that doesn't have a Vapor name. He's top of the charts for 2 Mercedes, representing Twister, the organisers, 2 and 3. So it's a good mix. Is Morgan gonna pull away? Are the Mercedes going to challenge him flat out from lights out down to village? Let's all wait and see. Silverstone
can
bring some... Oh, he looks quick.
I mean, if you're 5 tenths clear in qualifying when there's 18 opponents and the closest driver to get to you is within 5 tenths, you're quick. You're very, very quick. And I believe is that 2 points for him for a pole position, I believe. So a good start to the night for him. A good start to the night for Morgan, and a good start to the night for the Vapor F1 team that are technically at the moment in the lead. They're 2 points compared to everyone else who's on nothing. So a good night for them so far. Well, that's it.
And
You've got 9.
scariness.
You know that we like to discuss the tyre compounds, like the choice of tyres, sorry, at the start, the compounds that everyone's on. We've got 9 drivers here, they've got a free choice of tyres. So it's what do you do? It's a 25% race as well. It's not a 50% race. The stints are not as long, so it's how do you judge this? The likelihood is, and we've got to be realistic here. Even on a track like Silverstone, where it's a big track, there's room for error. There's no walls.
I don't think there's a formation lap.
Oh.
There might not be, and if there isn't, it's lights out and away we go in Silverstone. And Morgan gets away well, but Flats gets away better as we head flat out through turn 1. And the Mercedes, he's going wheel to wheel, and he's going to go down on the inside into Village. In comes Lonnie Kyle behind. The Mercedes of Flats is ahead. Morgan is putting up a fight round the inside of the loop, and it's a great fight between the top 2. Morgan has been replaced, and the 3 behind them haven't changed. Down to Brooklands we go. Morgan isn't in the lead anymore, but most of them have stayed the same. No dramas towards the back.
That was the quickest race that we've ever had in our lives, Limmy, and there's a couple of people on the medium compound towards the back, the majority on the soft, so Vapor Lazy comes off and there's a crash at the back of MK Bourne in the Alpha Tauri spam round. He's down to P19, I don't know what happened there, must have been a collision, but MK Bourne right at the bottom of the pack and already 4.4 seconds behind the car in front.
We head to Maggotts and Beckett's. Kyle, he's putting pressure on Morgan here, only 2 attempts. Lonnie's dropped a little bit off, but that's because he had to go wheel to wheel with someone before they reached Cops. For 2 McLarens, 5th and 6th looking well. Lots of points for everyone in the top 8 at least. Everyone gets a point tonight as we head down to Stowe. There's a Williams and a McLaren going wheel to wheel. Bando gets ahead of Vapor King, splits the McLarens but gets a warning for his efforts.
But here comes Sasser, who's got past them both. What a double overtake that was from the racing point. Vapor's gone wide. Limmy, Vapor's come off the McLaren driver onto the grass and he's gone right down to P14. It was looking so promising for him. He come onto the grass, there may have been contact from behind, but he's down 7 after the opening lap. Is the McLaren of Vapor.
There's a Haas in the pit. Second time we go through Village. There's only 13 laps, but you must make a pit stop. I'm sure you're all aware. T-Flat still ahead of the pole sitter. Kyle's ahead of Lonnie. They swapped at the start. The next 2 are fine. Up 1 for Bando, J-Luke, Elian. All clean, apart from what just happened into Club. I didn't see what happened, but unfortunately... Was it MK Bond, sorry?
It was.
Just span.
MK Bourne went and Vapor's King went on the same lap as well, so a couple of incidents there. MK Bourne and Vapor's both down. Sorry, Vapor both down 7 positions each. Jayla will be happy. He's at 1. TRT Raikio up 4. It's a great start for the Alfa Romeo. He's under a bit of pressure from Bowers, but he's comfortable for now. It's a midfield battle that I always like to keep an eye on. That is so intense. Sasak here in the racing point, by the way, the only racing point here tonight. He lost positions on the first lap, but then got a double overtake in sector 3. It was incredible, and he's managed to get a comfortable P6 for the moment.
Vapor Shade might make a dive bomb into Stowe here. Thinks about it, doesn't. The Mercedes of Lonnie stays ahead for the moment. All like a car centipede. Really good to see. Flats is still in the lead as we're about to enter lap 3. It's a DRS train for about 16 of them, Kez. All within a second. Leader gap, everybody. Not 0 seconds, of course, to 8.2 for 16 cars. That's insane.
Yeah, this is the biggest train you'll ever see, I think. It's pretty incredible. And as Limmy said, we've got a bit of a train going. Here's Vapor's King.
Down the inside go Lonnie on Kyle. They've been battling for 3 laps. They're going to go wheel to wheel down Brooklands. Who's got DRS? Kyle's got DRS going down the outside. Oh wait, Lonnie has DRS as well, but the Mercedes decides to slip behind, and Kyle's now in front of the Mercedes.
There's a lock up from Lonnie, Limmy. A lock up from Lonnie, sorry, interrupt, and Vapor Shea takes advantage of that and goes back into the top 4. Lonnie down 2 into 5. He locked up going around the corner, and Vapor Shea had a pretty routine overtake. He's back up 1, Vapor Shea, back ahead of the Mercedes, and more importantly, back ahead into the top 4, now chasing Kyle down for a top 3 finish.
Flatsy's doing well, saving that battery, exactly the same as Morgan's levels, and through Maggotts and Beckett's we come again, and people looking for that good exit of Chapel Curb, and to go past, someone goes wide. It's Bando, incredibly wide. He's going to take a warning for that, didn't gain anything from it, but manages to come back on the track just fine. Vapor Shea round the outside of Kyle into Stowe. Kyle puts up the best fight he can, but can't put up enough. Vapor Shea's into P3.
Battle of the Alfa Romeos, Limmy. Ralkio gets past Ellie, and it's a battle of the teammates. It's pit stops for a couple of drivers, Vapor King, Vapor King and Bowers, and the Ferrari into the pits. Trixie also into the pits, so these pit stops for the boys at the back.
The undercut could provide insane results. Pitting a lap earlier here for mediums will be absolutely fine. It's not a very high tyre wear track at all. It's only because it's 13 laps that you have to pit so early. And we've seen plenty of overtakes early on. Everyone's starting to settle down at the front, especially in their positions. Ooh. But I'm sure lots of overtaking to come. We've got a moment and a yellow flag for an AlphaTauri.
We have got an moment. It's Sasaki in the racing point who went very, very wide. Bando nearly hit into it. Could have been an ugly moment, but we still have all 19 drivers, some in better pieces than others, in the race. But Sasa nearly lost out. The yellow flag still going. I think that is that an AlphaTauri? It's the AlphaTauri of MK Born, who's not had a good start. He's actually up 4 but not pitted yet, and he's in a bit of a predicament at the moment, not in the best of spirits.
Got a good exit, Hedge, a very good exit. Look at this, Williams versus Racing Point, technically got the same type of engine. Sasuke going to keep the inside. Bando thought about a switcheroo. No room to do it. What we do know is that, oh, here we go, Bando inside of Vale. Is he going to go for it? Bit of contact, wheel to wheel. Racing Point still ahead though. Good battle this for P5. Oh, no! No, Bando!
Oh dear me.
He tags the back as Sasaki going through club, and Sasaki just got spent.
What a shame.
Got sent spinning round. Oh, it was an Albon and Magnussen moment.
The man who was in P6 comfortably now in the top 10. J-Luke, a bit of DRS here on the man involved. Bando looking to get into that P5. The AlphaTauri up 4 positions, and it's a pretty routine overtake for J-Luke, who's into the top 5. He started 10th, he's now 5th. He has got a penalty to his name, though, a 3-second penalty for that matter, but he's ahead of Bando for now, and the AlphaTauri driver into the top 5 of the Grand Prix. His penalties all around him. He Trixie a penalty now as well.
Reds has just got past a Keke on medium. Oh, the Red Bull driver gets twitchy out of the left field and nearly sends it into the wall, but he survives. And Morgan is putting pressure on Flats at the front now. Flats, look at that, everywhere the tyres now, the driver, battling with the tyres, and Morgan's chance to take the race lead may come now, but Flats has got to go defensive if he wants to keep this space. This is the spot for 30 points instead of 25. It can make all the difference. Flats is not going to go into the pits, neither is Morgan, stays ahead. Just
in the battle for P5, Bando very nearly getting past Jay Little, but it's a pit stop now for the Williams driver. He's had enough of them soft tyres, and he's into the pits, as is Loney in the Mercedes. So pit stops practically all round now. We're already nearly halfway through the race, and it's absolutely flown by them. It's been excellent so far, though.
So a lot of the drivers at the front copying their, well, they're not teammates, but copying people in the similar positions. That if they pit, I'll pit. If they don't, I'm not going for it. Flats and Morgan have pulled away, and it seems we've got a right little racing battle for a race win here. And if Morgan wants to win, he's going to have to make an overtake at some point. The best place would probably be to do it before they pit, probably at the end of this lap. A lot of people on the mediums now, Kez.
Yeah.
Let's see if it changes the grid a
little
bit.
I was about to say the majority on to mediums. There's a couple on the fresh softs, Vapor Lazy in the Renault onto the fresh softs. MK Bond had that pretty nightmare race, bless him. Also onto the fresh softs. However, his race looks practically done after a couple of nightmare incidents. But mainly, yeah, it's the medium compound for the majority of the top 7 even, yet to pit. But you feel pit stops are coming, especially for the ones on the soft compound.
So Sasaki was getting 16 points in P6. There's a McLaren yellow flag at Brooklands. I'm not quite sure who that involves. Probably King. Here comes Flats trying to fake out the pit stop. The race leaders are in. Shay's in. J-Luke's in, and I'm guessing Edian's in. Oh, don't forget Kez Raukio started outside the top 10, meaning he started on the medium. Ultimate strategy if there's a safety car or VSC probably in the next 2 laps.
There's a penalty limit for VSMT. I saw multiple warnings. Elians decided to stay out on the old softs as well. Maybe thinking about trying to get a bit of a switcheroo there and take advantage. If he can make the stuff work for one more lap while the others are in the pits, it could potentially pay dividends. At the moment, just at the moment, Alfa Romeo, top 2 in the race, both of them. Not a bad day. at the moment. But however, Red's limit, DRS for the man on the old mediums. It looks like he's going to get past Elian here. For the battle for P2, obviously these lads yet to pit, and Elian in the Ferrari, it's wheel-to-wheel action, they do touch, and Elian, is he going to get the P2? He is going to get the P2 for now anyway. Sorry, Reds has got the P2, but not Elian. Went a little bit wide there, and they're still wheel-to-wheel. This is absolutely incredible. On all tyres, you won't think about it though, would you? Because they're absolutely flying. Elian does hold off for now, and the Alphas do remain in the top 2, but I have a feeling the Reds will come back.
Kazi says, show Flats. That's all I've been showing since lap 1, Mr. Flats and Morgan having a great
Flats
battle.
is an AI driver at the moment.
Where is Morgan?
Flats is an AI driver at the moment, Limmy. I'm not sure why he's an AI driver, but Flats is an AI driver at the moment, which is going to do him over massively. Because Kyle and Loney are right on him. As an AI driver, he's not setting good pace at all. He's actually getting a bit of a train behind him. Oh, and Loney nearly hit Kyle then. Oh, Flats is back. Flats is back. It may be a connection issue. But he is back, but there's DRS here for Kyle and for Loney. There's also a bit further back, Morgan getting past the Haas of Funky Fox maybe. There's DRS and the Renault goes on the inside and gets past him. This is incredible racing. There's a train going from Flats downwards all the way down to Bando in P10. This is incredible.
So the best view for this is Flats' gearbox. You can see everyone really close. So Morgan has been... Something's happened in the pits for him to come out 3 places behind Flats, let alone 1 behind him, as we head flat through Abbey and into Village. So Flats is ahead of Kyle, who's ahead of Loney, who's ahead of Morgan. But Loney makes a dive bomb down the inside into Farm, and he's up into 3rd place. Technically 2nd. That was amazing. Kyle couldn't really do anything. I didn't think he expected it. Here comes Morgan. Here comes Kyle. Down to Brooklands. All of them fighting. Morgan gets front end plate damage from Ethan McCall in front. And that's going to hinder him for the rest of the
it's more damage than Loney in the Mercedes has come onto the grass and got damage. He's not got damage, but there was a collision. And Loney in the Mercedes all of a sudden outside of the top 10. Bando also come off the track in the Williams. So I'm guessing it was a collision between the two. And there's the damage for the Williams. I think there is. The right end plate, is it? It is the right end plate of Bando, who's literally in a lot of trouble now. But Loney and Bando, clearly a collision there, and they're both down to 12th and 13th with the Williams having damage.
The pole sitter, who was half a second ahead, he's now 5th place with damage. Funky Fox is about to get past him, I'm sure, down the inside. I'm sure Morgan will try and put up a fight. He is going to try and put up a fight. Definite right end plate damage. Morgan's trying to do his best with that damage, but he can't do anything. J-Luke will be the next man to pass him, because he can go flat out through club on the right hand side, and J-Luke will get past. Funky Fox is slow going through Abbey there, charging his battery as much as he can. Oh, what a flip. Vapor Shade is now on for a podium.
Bando's retired, Limmy. The Williams driver's gone into the pits and retired his race. Gone a little bit sour after that collision on lap 8. For the battle for P7's getting very tasty. VSMT_racing leads at the moment. Bowers and TRT are right behind him. And to be fair, on lap 8 there was some incredible action. There's DRS for the two of them on VSMT, but he stays in the P7 spot for now. Definitely wants to keep an eye on as the race progresses.
No safety cars, no VSCs, so this is going to be a pretty quick 20-minute race, I'm sure. Lap 9 of 13, it's gone so quick. So many things have happened in such a short span of time. Look at the, very quickly, where is it? I can try to find it. The position changes. Couldn't get my words out. Look how many there's been in 9 laps.
Got people up 5, down 8, up 4, down 8, up down 11, up 3. Incredible. But all of the top 5.
Here comes J-Luke on Funky Fox. Yep.
All of the top 5 in some capacity have gone up, Limmy. Whether it's up by 1, up by J-Luke up by 6, by the way, but with a penalty. And has got Funky Fox and Morgan right on his tail. But all of the top 5 in some capacity have made positions in these 10 laps. Vapor Shade, the fast lap of 1:26.9 for the man in P3. But he is hunting down Flats. He is hunting down Kyle. He wants the P1. Does the McLaren. And the man who started on pole, as you said, now down to 6th. It's a pretty incredible race. Go
past his own teammate in the VSMT team. He thought about it. Bowers was just switching from left to right, trying to defend Raukio on the inside. Bowers, he's putting up an insane fight. Don't forget, these two are on the same team, so you can clearly see that they're definitely racing for themselves when they can. Radkill's into P7 at the moment. That's a big 14 points for the team.
Vapors King past VSMT_racing, who's now in trouble from the man who had a bit of damage 2 laps ago, Lonnie. He's down 8 positions on VSMT span limit. He's lost it completely. No contact whatsoever. I think he was a little bit drunk, and the man in the Haas completely lost it then, and he's down to 60 with a penalty. His race looks over. What an absolute... I don't know how he lost it there. An absolute nightmare.
He lost it in club on the same lap before. I didn't mention it because he saved it, but he was a bit twitchy there too. And is Shayluke under pressure for Funky Fox? Not at this point. Well, not in that corner. It's a yellow flag. Someone's gone off at Maggots. It's VSMT again. Maybe he's been on the champagne before the race, not after.
TRT Ralkio with the fastest sector 2 then. The Alfa Romeo driver doing very, very well. He's up 8 positions, by the way. He's on for a pretty insane race. Will he get fastest lap to go with it? He won't, but he has improved by 7 tenths on that lap. It's the Ferrari of Reds with a 1:26.8 at the moment. He's 11th, but still setting fast laps. This is just to show the quality of drivers on the show, down from P1 to P9. You've got people in the top 10 that are setting fast laps. It's absolutely incredible. Flats at the moment with 3 laps to go, on course for the win, but not there just yet. And the man who started on Paul Morgan, not even in the top 5 at the moment.
Flip back to the fronts. The top 3 are closed. The top 3 within 8 tenths of a second. Flax in the Mercedes, representing Twister. Kyle in the Red Bull, representing ART. Vapor Shine the McLaren, representing Vapor. 3 completely different teams fighting for 30, 25, 22 points, and all in DRS zone of each other. Kyle to Flats, Shay to Kyle, Shay to Flats even. And this is going to be intense. There's only 2 laps to go when they cross. Who's going to win this race? No penalties for either of them. J-Luke's going to drop places, Kez, with that penalty he's got.
He's indeed, mate. Battle P6. Ralkil also got the pace here. DRS on Morgan. The Alfa Romeo driver quite comfortably past the Renault of Morgan. And at the moment, the man who's up quite a considerable amount of positions, and he's setting lap after lap after lap and improving fantastically. He's up into P6. If there was a driver a day vote, this lad would be up for it because he's been incredible, and he deservedly into the P6. And you can tell, look at that, he sets the fast lap of 1:26.5. He's absolutely flying. Do not really matter for a top 5 yet.
I told you, the optimum strategy. If this was a 50% race, he'd had double the laps to do it. But he's done it perfectly. Fastest lap as well.
Up
That's a
9
point,
as
by
well,
the way,
Lemmy.
everybody.
Up 9 positions.
Up 9,
incredible.
yeah. Here comes Kyle.
Ooh.
Very quick behind the Mercedes. Just not enough room down to Bucklands to make the move. And I'm going to stay with these 3, Kez. I think there's something going on for P4 as well.
There is J-Luke with a penalty under pressure. Funky Fox. There's also a bit of a battle going on between Lonnie and Bowers, the Mercedes versus the Ferrari. We've seen that before, haven't we, in Formula 1? But at the moment, Lonnie, who had that bit of an incident early on with the Williams driver of Banda, he's rescued it a little bit. He's into P8, but with a penalty, he's got Lonnie, Vapors, and the other Ferrari Reds all in close proximity. So with a penalty, could drop a lot, possibly out of the top 10. There's a lap and a half to go, Limit. But he's under pressure, especially with that penalty to his name.
Flats is already weaving down the Chapel Straight because he knows he's going to be under pressure. There's only 1 more lap to go. Kyle can smell that win. Vapor Shay might be able to smell something else if they go wheel to wheel at some point. Flats has defended for 12 laps. It was Morgan for half of the race, but unfortunately due to a pit stop madness, or something happened, and damage. Oh, Shay nearly loses it on the club curb. And Sasuke... Oh,
wow.
What happened to him before with a pen?
Limmy, Morgan's got a train behind him on the last lap. Lonnie, Bowers, Vapors and Reds all very, very close in the battle for P7. There's penalties involved there as well. J-Luke still under pressure. Funky Fox. Funky Fox knows, even if he can't get past J-Luke, he's not got a penalty. He'll get P4 as long as he don't pick one up himself. He's got DRS, but he's running out of fuel. Funky Fox, you can see at the bottom right of your screen, the fuel signal is up. His fuel's very, very low, but he knows 3 seconds are in J-Luke. He will get the P4 for the battle of P7. Lonnie has got past Morgan for now. Lonnie knows he's got a penalty. He's going to make up ground very quickly. That penalty could put him down a lot. There's 4 or 5 cars there that are very, very close to him that haven't got penalties.
So when we cross the line, Kez, I'll read out the top 3, and then you can do your train.
Yes, mate.
that comes
Perfect.
straight after it. We're going through Maggers and Beckett's with the two people who want to win this race. Kyle, does he have enough DRS to try and get past the Mercedes? Unfortunately, he took a bit of grass on the outside of Chapel, and Shea was too far behind after that slip of Club Corner. 1 minute to go, but it is T Flats who has got 2 corners to go. Off lights out, he made his move down to Village. He took it from Morgan, and from that point on, he's led every lap for the first of the 2 races. T Flats takes the win for Twister. Kyle and Shea get 25 and 22 points apiece.
J Luke finishes 4th, but 6 seconds of penalties. He's dropping already. He's down to 6th, down to 10th. J Luke. He finishes 4th, but due to penalties, finishes 10th. Incredibly, okay, crosses the line in 30th. Elian 14th. He has got penalties as well, though. Trixie 15th. Vapors lazing him out. Not the race he don't for. He's up 1, but not enough to make a real fight for it. He finishes 16th. MK Baum, what happened to him? He had such a nightmare race, bless him. In collisions on the first lap. He's technically up 2, so not a bad race. He comes home 17th, and to finish the pack, quite a distance behind. You can see already. He's a lap behind. He's the SMT Racing, the Hash driver. He's down 6. But the main story there for me, J Luke finishes 4th, but due to a 6-second time penalty, goes all the way down to where he started in 10th. And also the race, the man who started on Paul Morgan, down 5, only a P6 for the man who started on Paul.
Well with damage though, since half a race.
Yeah.
Very well. With right end plate damage. So Morgan is going to look to win that American race, that's for sure. What we know, there's no formation lap. 2, the person who's on pole by half a second is not guaranteed to win. T Flats, lights out, made the move, made it work. Also, Raukio, optimum strategy, bottom 10, medium to soft, absolutely bossed it. Imagine, Kez, if it was a VSC or safety car, Raukio, seriously, could have finished on the podium. But 30 points going to T Flats way, representing the in the Mercedes. There he is, doing an awful dance. And I just take a picture of the the race grid, and try and work out a table of some sort. I don't know what the stewarding stuff is. I don't know if people can submit stuff or penalties. I'm just checking the Discord in a second. But upcoming is America. 2 things. I don't really like America, but every time I've done America, it's thrown up a storm. And I've got an America with a league on Wednesday, so good practice. It's
literally thrown up a storm, because whenever we do it there, it tends to have a bit of rain as well.
19 minutes, Kez. That's rapido.
It felt quick, and it felt like 30 seconds, mate. Absolutely. It was such an incredible race. Action was unbelievable. We didn't come up for air, did we, in that 90 minutes? It was incredible. There you have it.
Not
Flats
really.
in the Mercedes, bringing home the P1, bringing home 30 points. The fastest lap award goes to the man who came 18th, TM Racing, at 126 dead.
Oh wait, I can take a picture of the standings.
It's a pretty fantastic lap, quite comfortably. Gets the fastest lap point, so that's something. However, he didn't get in the top 10, so I believe that point doesn't go to him. Well, I'll find that out for you, but I'm pretty sure if you don't get... Is it like real life F1? Is that right, Lemmy? If you're not in the top 10 here, you don't get the fastest lap?
No.
So he got it,
yeah, the fastest
but
lap
didn't get it.
Yeah. The fastest lap, you have to be in the top 10, but every position gets at least a point. I know that. So yeah, the fastest lap would have gone... Was it Raukio?
It was the man who finished 18th.
So I don't know if they're going to give it to the one after
Before that, yeah.
Which was Raukio,
After that,
I'm not
yeah.
too sure.
What I will say is,
you
mentioned VSC and safety cars. How did we not get a VSC or safety car? We had 19 drivers there, some absolutely incredible action. They have a couple of collisions as well. To be fair, was it only one DNF? Pretty incredible, really.
Yeah,
that only one person DNF, and that wasn't even on track. It was in the pits. And what I will say is, we know USC.
Annoying, Kez?
Yeah.
We didn't have a lights glitch, and it wasn't a formation.
It was such a quick start. We didn't expect it, did we? It was so quick. He's like, the formation lap, we're going into it, and I'm like, what?
4 weeks that lights glitch. I'll be ready this time.
We're into USA now, there's a chance of rain, make no mistake about it, but even without rain, the chicane at the start, with 19 drivers, could be incredible.
It's not just that, you've got a 30-metre elevation, you've got people who always go down on the inside, but then you've got the people who think, no, outside's better, because then you've got the inside to the Yetis. It's such a weird one, and it is a bit of a rundown, isn't it? It's not long, but it's a bit. It's definitely a bit.
Well, it's 1-0 to the Twister drivers team, because T Flats in the Mercedes takes home the W in Silverstone. That's chapter 1 of our action tonight, and it's the Twister Drivers team that will be the happiest, I would imagine. May not have worked out it as a whole.
I would try and work it out, but by the time I've worked it out, we're probably going to be in the
What
race.
I will say is, Twister Drivers are Mercedes and Racing Point. If you actually look at that, other than Flats, there was no Mercedes or Racing Point in the top 10.
Oh, there you go, Kez. They put an eSport event incidents page.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm guessing they're doing all the points after. I'll just double check that.
Makes sense, wouldn't it?
Doing points after, or want me to work out during quali?
Let me very quickly read some of the comments out in the stream, because I've not had a chance to do that yet, and I've had quite a few. This is obviously based on my stream. Limmy will have to read out his because I don't know what they say. Greg's Game Centre, even lads, enjoy it and good luck. Jay Will says, come on, Hedge. Cameron Boy says, no cam, no party. I don't know what to make of that, Cam, but fair enough. Ralkio says, I can easily improve, but I need to do medium soft. Where did Ralkio finish? A P5 in the end for the Alpha driver, and to be fair, he was excellent. So Ralkio, if you're listening, mate, superb effort there. Not bad at all. And Drofter says, Bando must have forgot that all positions score points. I forgot sometimes as well in that race, I must admit. But yeah, you're right. Every position gets a point. So as long as you finish, you get something. Better than nothing, isn't it?
Josh was right. He missed out on 1 point. Does he still get the point when he retired?
There's the comments in my stream. Not sure what Limmy said, but I've quite a few in there, and a few interesting ones as well.
I'm applying to him in text. So we have a 7-minute break. The American race is going to start at 9:30. Drofter is doing the points now, so that he can give us a list before quali starts. So that's really good. But what is good is that that was a complete mix, and anything can happen in 20 minutes. Like I said, everything or something was happening every second. Dear.
Bit of news, Limmy, a bit of breaking news.
Oh yeah.
Drofter puts in the chat, Twister might be down to 2 drivers. Flat's wheel stand broke mid-race, which is why he went to an AI driver.
So the guy who won it had a broken stand.
And still won, but could he might not even be here to defend his crown, which is sad. But I don't think he'll be happy that his wheel, especially if it's an expensive one, I don't think he'll be too chuffed that his wheel stands broke. I wouldn't be.
He bought it for Christmas and now it's snapped.
No, I wouldn't be too chuffed. I mean, it's like a bittersweet one, isn't it? You win the race, but your 300 quid stand snaps in half. Which one would you prefer? I'm not too sure.
It's not 300 quid.
But that interesting, Twister drivers who take the win in the first race could be down to only 2 drivers. Which
Guy was on pole, finished 6th.
It's tough, isn't it? Let's be honest. To be honest, down to 2 drivers when the other team's got 4 each puts you at a massive downgrade, doesn't it? A bit of a what's the word I'm looking at? Bit of a disadvantage, isn't it? Really? You got 2 drivers, the rest have got 4.
When other people are doing it, yeah.
But Twister did take the first race and had the least amount of drivers, so don't rule them out. That was incredible, though. It was every bit of action in that race.
No.
Was
Did we say ready up?
I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Oh, what we did? The guys are gonna have to keep changing the settings so everyone doesn't ready up. Oh, there you go. They've learned their lesson. Yeah, no formation lap.
Yeah,
Clearly.
well, at least we know this time around.
Mate, if I get lights critics this time, I'm gonna cry.
It's incredible.
I miss those lights. Never see them. They come on, they go off, and then the race starts like 10 minutes after.
So we know that USA is a very technical
track,
circuit.
Don't you? High tyre temperatures as well. Like after lap 1, they'll be burnt.
It's a 20-turn circuit. You got your 2 DRS dissection zones, of course. There's a long straight in there, that turn 11, so it's turn 11 to turn 12. Quite a long straight opportunity there for plenty of overtakes. But before that, you've got your chicane. Like it's from turn 3 to turn 10. A bit like a snake pattern, isn't it? You're sort of constantly turning. And we've seen it prior to this in commentaries before, with less drivers than 19, what it can throw up and the incidents that it can cause. And I have absolutely no doubt that we'll see a safety car in this race due to that section of the track.
Do you think?
I think so. I mean, I didn't
just
think...
to confirm, Kez, we are having a formation like this time.
I didn't think there'd be a safety car in Silverstone because of how big the track is and how wide the track is. And USA is very similar. It's not a wall circuit in terms of like an Azerbaijan where it's a street circuit and if you go off you go into a wall. It's not like that on USA, but I think because of the sector between turn 3 and turn 10, I'm going to call it the snake path. I don't know if there's an actual official word for it or not. Liam will probably be able to tell me, but it's like, it looks like a snake, and you're constantly turning left to right, left to right, left to right. And I think if 19, possibly 18, 19 drivers in that section of the track, I think it's going to throw up a bit of a storm. And for 18 drivers to get through that unscathed seems pretty rare, pretty tricky. And you've got the turn 16 to turn 18, which is like the semicircle sort of sector. It's a very unique circuit. There's not many like it, and I think it'll throw up a bit of a storm. And I think that fairly long run up to turn 1 could be very interesting, very very interesting. But we've seen last race, didn't we, that Morgan started on pole, only came 6th. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're on pole, you're going to win the race.
Nope. Not in these races.
And we've seen drivers that didn't even start in the top 10 come well into the top 10. People like Ralkio, the Alpha driver, who was exceptional, come outside the top 10 into 5th. J. Luke went from 10th to 4th, obviously due to his penalties, dropped that down to 10th. But even in a 25% race, it's incredible some of the stuff you see. And with 19 drivers on track, they definitely didn't disappoint in that opening race in Silverstone. And I have a feeling this could be even better due to the layout of the track.
And try to work out which driver Drofter is.
I don't know.
Let me just ask him.
Can't tell you, mate.
I should have asked before the stream, but so there is a formation like this time. It is dynamic weather. There is another qualifying to come, so a bit of time to chill. Drofter said he's going to try and give us the standings between the teams. Of course, the drivers are racing themselves, but I've got a picture of that, so I can read that out, and I can read how the teams in terms of constructors are doing. But I need how the teams of Vapor, Twister, etc. So hopefully he can give us that. We're starting in a couple of minutes, everybody. I'm trying to also get the UFC on, because I think the main fight's about to start now. But obviously I won't be watching that when we get going.
Carter's asked, he's put, what is this? Is this a league? You want to explain to Carter what it is very quickly for the people that have joined late?
It's 5 eSports teams that you can join having a little battle.
A big battle.
It's a big battle. Silverstone and America. So Drofter's not driving, he's just running the admin work. Right, that makes sense. Right, Cotter, Circuit of Americas. I haven't commentated on this much, I've only done 2. I think one with UKES and one with PSF1. Nothing on this Formula 1, I don't think, after yours. So,
no, I can recall. I don't recall doing. I don't think we've ever done this. Have we done this one together? I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe in the past, but
you were racing at the time.
It's certainly not a circuit that you do very often, is it? It tends to be one of the ones that sort of gets hidden away a little bit. It's not necessarily don't go down as a popular track for many. For reasons that I don't really know, because I quite like it. I think it's a good track for. Maybe not. I can understand as a racing aspect, not really liking it as a commentator. I think it's superb. I think there's great places for overtakes. I think there's places where you can have a bit of drama as well, and it does tend to have a bit of rain now and then. So we will see what happens, but I'm looking forward to. I mean, if this race has anything to do with the last race and it lives up to that, then we're in for a good race, aren't we? That's for sure.
Yeah, I think the last 2 American races have had rain, so that's fun. One had a fully light rain, I think another one had a dry to light rain. So yeah, weather. You wouldn't think it in Texas, would you? But I saw a picture on Instagram, Twitter, every social media about Texas, the Cotter track being literally covered in inches of snow. The drivers are readying up for the second qualifying session of 2, and it's America to come. Let's see what happens. See if Morgan can retain his pole and see if he can keep it after lights out this time.
Well, for the man who won the race, can fix his racing stand, bless him.
Oh, and that, yeah. Honestly, Flats did really, really well. Bossed the race after getting in front. So hopefully he can fix that stand. He was probably racing that hard, trying that hard. He snapped it. He's never had to try so hard in his life.
Well,
but if that's him trying,
I hope it's not an expensive one.
Probably will be. Got to be 50, 60 quid, hasn't it? I don't know. I mean, it's not expensive, but you don't want to pay it again.
He won the race,
You
I'm
know,
sure. It's
you
a bit.
bought one.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that.
Well,
I race like I've got no hands, so
oh,
it's not really improved me. It's made me worse.
well, for Gran Turismo, that. So it is cloudy, looks dry, and we'll see if I'm sure if it's not dry, I'll get told immediately in the Discord. So 18 minutes start now, and another qualifying session of the Circuit of the Americas. We can count down a little bit, and then we'll get the second race underway of the night. And we've been tagged, and sorry it's late, but here are the scores. So, Twister.
No, he's put wait.
Oh, he said wait.
We've got VAR.
Alright, well wait.
We've got VAR on that. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily been confirmed. Maybe a couple of changes. So I'll keep an eye on that. See if he changes it. I think maths needs to be brought into it, doesn't it? And don't ask me about maths because I don't think it'd be right. But anyway, we're here in USA. It looks like Limmy said. Bit of sunny, no chance of rain by the looks of it. It's nice day in Texas, which is a surprise because normally it thunderstorms. So hopefully for the I don't know what the weather is for the race, but at the moment for the qualifying, just as it was in Silverstone, we've got a bit of sun and a dry track. Limmy, the results are in. They've been updated. Do you want to read them out or shall I do it?
Wait, so I need to add polls?
No, he's done it. He said done now. They've been updated. They're right.
Oh, never mind. I'm being dumb. Right. Yeah. So, with the pole and fastest lap added, Twister, with only 3 drivers, have 49 points. Oh, it's not in chronological order. Why?
I had a feeling you'd do that. I had a feeling that because they're not in order, you'd do it wrong. I was waiting for it.
What? Why didn't you tell me? Right, let me retype that very quickly, because I will forget.
Right, while Limmy's doing that, let's
you let me do that.
While Limmy's doing that,
I've done.
Oh, go on. Today, mate.
Right. So, what do you mean, Drofter? Try to get my brain work. Right, Vapor 58. VSMT 50, Twister 49, ART 48. If you can't do maths, those 3 teams are split between 2 points. And TRT 32. So TRT have a bit of work to do. Vapor have work to do to keep the lead. It's close.
It's very close. The top 4 separated by just 10 points, which is pretty incredible. And don't rule out TRT. They're a distance behind, but anything can happen in F1 and they can end up being right up there. But as for the top 4, the gap from Vapor in P1 to ART in P4 is just 10 points, which is make of that what you will. But I think that's pretty incredible for the last race, and could live up to some very, very good action. On board with TM Racing, and a bit of a disappointing race. Last time out, didn't he, in Silverstone? He got the fastest lap, I believe, but didn't count to him because he came outside the top 10. He's going to be the first one to cross the line and get a lap in. He's on the medium compound, well, he started on the mediums, as Ralkio, as is Kyle, as is Elian, 4 of the 18 drivers, we've lost 1. Is it the way it is? The race winner from last time, I think, that's left. But TN, the first man to cross the line, he comes home and sets pace. He gets a 1:32.6 on the medium compound. Who's left, Limmy? Is it the man who won? No, it's not. The Mercedes are both here. But we have lost another driver.
I think it might be the Bando guy. Or is it Flats? No, it's
Flats
Bando,
is
isn't
here.
it? The guy who retired, maybe?
Ah, yeah. Okay, so we're down to 18.
Right, so a couple of laps are coming in. Here's Vapor King. Let's go on a lap of Cotter with the McLaren. Did he just invalidate next lap as well? Yeah,
yep.
He did.
Oh, okay. Funky Fox, Limmy! He's on the gravel. Not so funky for the Fox. He's going to try to get in the pits. I'm not sure that's really allowed in real F1, but when it slide on a game, bit of a manoeuvre, Funky Fox there. He thought, you know what, the pits are right there. I'll do a bit of a swivel and I'll get into the pits. Got another yellow flag as well. Vapor King's invalidated his lap. Ralkio's everyone's invalidating the lap times, and I know exactly where they're invalidating, Limmy. I can tell you for free where they're invalidating in that sector 1 area. I guarantee that's where it'll be. On board with Vapor Shea, who's just got the fast lap of 1:30.5 for the McLaren driver, 2 tenths quicker than Sasaki in the racing point. At the moment, only 6 drivers have set lap time because the majority invalidated.
Yes. Right.
Who's not invalidated? Let's have a look. Who's not invalidated? Morgan? You know, out lap at the moment.
Well,
He's going to a lap now, isn't he?
which we're going to do a track guide of USA. Oh, tactics.
Oh, going
I don't know if
wider.
that's quicker.
Oh,
But maybe.
I like it.
Morgan wants to win this race. Here we go, and let's go around a lap of America. Kes will tell us how long it is in kilometres. I don't know. Here's turn 1 then. Elevation. Cut the inside as much as you can. Flat out round turn 2. S section we come. Kes calls it a snake. We can call it that. So here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Longer 6. Invalidations are going to come in the race penalties. Here's 7. Left hand turn. Round to 8. Another bend. Another snake. It's quite a long anaconda, this one. Round to 9. Down to 10. Flat out. Not even a corner. Down to 11. Not quite 180 degrees, but it's probably second gear. Oh, I'm a genius. Upshift to 3 to get the traction. Long DRS zone. Overtakes are going to come. Just like down to Stowe in Silverstone. DRS train. Don't forget, from 1st to 16th in last race, it was 8 seconds. Probably expecting the same here. Hard braking zone. Turn 12, more than 90 degrees. Out to 13, another tricky section, just like sector 1, but a bit more slower. That's turn 14, out to 15, left hand turn. This is about a 180 degree. This bit, flat out, scary. 16, 17 and 18 all the way round. Not too high fuel on 25%, should be able to do it. Into turn 19, penultimate corner, 1 more to go. Not been a bad lap from Morgan. Let me guess, he's going to go on pole. 30.5 to beat. Morgan is going to set a time of 29.4.
Still getting pretty comfortable for now.
Is that a good track guide, Kez? I don't know.
That was fantastic.
How long is it in kilometres or miles?
I don't actually know. I don't know.
Oh, you normally write that.
No, but no, I've been using the track map that you sent me tonight, so I've not really done one.
Oh.
But what it is safe to say at the moment is Morgan's pretty comfortable in that P1 position. Just a bit, just over a second clear to Vapor, Shea in second. But don't forget, this is a man that started on pole last time and had a pretty tough race. He brought on a P6 with damage. It wasn't a bad result in the end. But if he'd said before the race that the man starting on pole would have come P6, he'd said it was disappointing. So doesn't necessarily mean that he will win. And it's quite a long run up to turn 1. Not the longest, but a fair run up to turn 1. Could be a few dive bombs as well in there. And we'll see. But I mean, that's going to be a very, very hard lap to beat. Even with 10 minutes to qualify left, for anyone to beat that lap, you can see at the moment, as Vapor's King goes second with a 130.2, it's still 8 tenths slower than the man on pole. So make that sort of what you will, but it's pretty clear to see at the moment with it. Well, he's pretty relaxing in that position.
So, just to confirm, Bando is out for TRT. He's not racing this one. He didn't even get a point because he retired. If he would have finished, he got 1 point in 19th place tonight. And who's the other one? So Flats has fixed his stand. And the other man who didn't turn up right at the start.
Oh, let me Reds! Oh, it's
Reds?
not a retirement.
Reds?
The Ferrari driver of Reds. No, he spun and nearly retired it when he literally lost it on turn 1, which
right?
is very bizarre. He's moving his car, he looks okay. But yeah, round turn 1, Limmy, very interesting place to lose it. No one near him either, just lost it completely. Off the track, onto the grass, into the wall, and wing damage. You can see quite severe wing damage to the right hand side of the Ferrari there. Could have retired, actually, I thought he might have retired. Luckily for him, with no lap time set, he hasn't retired. He can go back in the pits, get a new wing on, get some new tyres on, come back out and try again, but not good going around turn 1 when you lose it. That's not the start you want, is it? It don't give you much confidence when you go around turn 1 and you're losing it and causing quite serious damage to your car. But he's got plenty of time, 8.5 minutes after qualifying yet, loads of time to get back into the pits and try. But he's yet to set a lap at the moment. Here's the Renault of Vapor Lazy. He's on a lap at the moment, not set a lap just yet. As the Renault driver, but I'm sure he'll want to break into that top 5 if possible. There's another driver going off. Is that TM Racing? It is TM Racing. And he's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, difficulties in Silverstone.
So a couple of drivers here, even in dry weather, and it's damage to his right hand side of his car, and it's the It's what team is that? Let me have a quick look. That's the Ferrari and Haas team. It is the VSMT team. Obviously, it says that in his name. They're having a couple of difficulties here. You've seen Reds and you've seen TM Racing both do it. And Funky Fox has now gone. What is going on here? What have they put in these in this VSMT racing cars? Because they've all gone. All 3 of the 4 drivers in the same lap have all lost it. There's no damage for Fox, but he span completely when no one was near him. And that's 3 of the 4 drivers on the on the VSMT team that are currently P2 in the standings to 50 points that have lost it. Interesting.
Very. Quite, as Crofty always says. Quite. 7:20, so probably about 8 minutes of quality to go. Just a little bit extra. Akeke in the Red Bull. Invalidated. Loney's on an outlap. About half a grid into the pits. Vaporshay, how's he doing? Right, crossing the line now to start a fast lap. So we can remain on board with him for a little bit. One of the only ones on a fast lap, I think.
Yeah, I'm with T-Flats, he's also on a fast lap, the man in P5. He's just invalidated. So that's his lap over.
I don't think Vaporshay is actually on a fast lap. He's driving quick, but maybe he's just getting practice in. Oh, no, he would have took that line a lot better than that. Sasaki,
he's on invalidated as well.
Got spun at club, Albon and Maggers, and unfortunately was going to get 16 points. Ended up getting probably less than half.
Trix is on a lap. Let me the man in P11. The Williams driver, not in the top 10 at the moment. His best lap at the moment is a 1:31. Is he on a lap or is he on an in lap?
No,
he's on an in lap. So it looks like at the moment it's getting to that quiet point of qualifying where everyone heads into the pits, puts some fresh tyres on, and looks to go again. There's a yellow flag. That could be someone. Yeah, it's someone coming in. Nothing serious. And the majority at the moment are in the pits. With about 5 to 6 minutes of qualifying left. It's still very, very comfortable on pole, the 1:29.4, 7 tenths. Quick look at the gap to leader for you. Bear with me because I always struggle to find it. He's bang on 7 tenths up from Sasa in the racing points. Looks like at the moment it's going to be Morgan on pole for 2 races on, getting an extra couple of points on the board. Always helps, doesn't it? In the especially in the battle. For P1 overall tonight, every point helps for the teams, and Morgan will get 4 points tonight alone, just from P1 positions in qualifying, if he can hold on here. And to be fair, it looks like at the moment that he will, because he's quite comfortable. Who is that one? Let's sort my telemetry out. Right. Who's out at the moment? Anybody in particular? There is a Haas just gone past the finish. It is the VSMT _racing driver, 1:32.6, the slowest of the running cars at the moment actually, and he's looking to improve. Had a bit of a nightmare in Silverstone. He did get the fastest lap I believe overall, but did come P18, so obviously that lap got rubbed out. Get anything for that? He cuts them. He's like, that was an obvious corner cut. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. That's ridiculous. On board with Sasaki, he's on an outlap looking to try and improve 7 tenths to get pole. Looks like a pretty difficult mission at the moment for anybody that's behind Morgan. Luke, he's on a lap, is he?
Yeah,
he's on a lap.
Aggressive.
He's already 2 tenths up. Good start for him. 2 tenths up.
Yeah, well, very wide on the final bit, and you know why? Because the tyres are hot. And they just don't turn.
Do you know weather for the race? You've been told weather for the race? No?
Negative.
Well, I don't know, I've seen in the past when there's been rain in USA, I just wondered if there was... You should know as a commentator, shouldn't you? You should be able to check that. Bit of a shame you can't. Well, that's F1 for you, I suppose. If you can't check, can you? But it would be nice to check the weather. Prior to a Grand Prix. I suppose in tracks like Abu Dhabi, you don't really check the weather in a million years. J. Luke is, to be fair, still 2 tenths up, despite that bit of difficulty to 1. He still, which would put him potentially 4 flats into that P5. We'll keep on board with J. Luke now as he comes to the latter stage of his lap. He's got a few fans tonight in the comments section stream. Chris Panda is watching J. Luke and says, "Come on, J. Luke." Well, Can he break into the top 5 here? 1:36 at the moment is J-Luke's fastest lap. He comes home and goes third with a 1:31. 4 tenths up in the end for J-Luke. A superb sector 3 puts the AlphaTauri right into the top 3. And look how close he was to going into P2. Sasaki with a 1:31.73. J-Luke 1:31.86. Marginal is the word to use there, but he does go into P3 for now, behind Sasaki, who is on a fast lap himself, Limmy.
Yes, so Sasaki, by the way, was purple first and second, apparently, which means he is going to have to do 7 tenths, to try and get pole. Actually, he needs to do 7:02, 7 tenths to get him 1,000 behind. So we'll remain on board with Otmar Safnar's pig racing point. Direct copy of a Mercedes last year. Wow, took that corner really nicely. Sasaki, final corner, bit of a lock up on the front left. Over the line, is he going to take pole? No, only improves by a tenth. So maybe he wasn't
third sector killed it, didn't it? Well, after that, his third sector was pretty awful. But it's a 1:30 day. Getting a bit of bring from J-Luke. There's a car in front that's gone off. It looks like that is Kyle in the Red Bull. It is Kyle in the Red Bull. The man in P4 at the moment having a bit of difficulties and has invalidated his lap, so that could be his qualifying potentially over. Time to do another one. Bowers goes 8th above Funky Fox. The one look at the gap between Funky Fox and Bowers again. We're talking minimal, aren't we? 1:36.47 to a 1:36.56. But Bowers into the top 8 for the Ferrari and for the VSMT team. As it stands, with just over a minute of qualifying to go, it is TRT that lead again. Morgan for TRT taking the pole at the moment. Sasaki though. For the Twister Drivers team, not a million miles behind, is it? He's 5-6 tenths behind. It looks like at the moment he's on course to take P2 on Bobby Kyle, who's invalidated his lap. Could that be the end for the Red Bull driver? Vapors King on a lap at the moment. A 1:32 is his best lap.
Morgan's
he says,
invalid.
and
he
Morgan's
won't get to a
invalidated.
line time. He's got a good gap. Sorry, I've been quiet. I've just been messaging. He's got a good gap at the front. Whether he can keep it, I don't know.
Vapors King qualies over as well. He comes off in sector 1, hits into the wall, and Vapors King's qualies over. His teammate's okay, but Vapors King in the McLaren, it's a P5 maximum for the McLaren driver on board with his teammate Vipper. J-Luke also over. It's a P3 maximum. 1:31 is the best he can set. He will not go any higher than that, but it's got pressure behind him. It's just a change then. It's Trixie, the Williams driver, into the top 7. A 1:35 for him. MK Bourne next cross line. He goes from 13th, remains 13th. I think he's on a lap now actually. Is he always qualifying over? I'm not too sure because we're a little bit behind, aren't we?
This is important. The man who finished 3rd last race, Morgan's getting out of his way on the outside of a track. Shea took that corner horribly. I don't know if he was put off by the car, and I don't know if he's going to improve on a 30.3. A couple of people crossing the line, a couple of people entering the pits. All the people, a checker flag is out. So that's final lap time for Circuit of the Americas. Here is Shea. Lonnie's gone 2nd place. Shea stays 7th. It must have been that corner. Sasaki, he's coming round turn 13, I believe that is. He's going to be the next of the big dogs at the moment to cross. Kyle can't improve on P5. Finished P2 last race. Vapor Kinkes, don't think he crossed the line in time. Maybe.
No, Elliot went from 15th to 14th above MK, but not great for the Alpha driver. Sasaki goes down to 4th, Limmy, as the Mercedes driver into the top 3. Vapors King is on here, he's on Sasaki now, who goes into the pits. His qualifying is over, and it looks like Morgan will remain on pole, but we'll have both Mercedes closely behind him in the Circuit of the Americas. Trixie, oh yeah, their lap time is also over, so it looks like that's qualifying done. And it looks like Morgan, for the second race running, as he did in Silverstone, will start on pole, but only 1st to 6th in Silverstone. Not good enough. Can he make up for it tonight and actually finish in the podium position? But he has got not 1, but 2 Mercedes right on his tail. That's great for team, isn't it? For the Twister drivers team, because they've got not 1, not 2, but 3 drivers all right behind Morgan. There's only 3 drivers here for Twister Racing Team. They're top of the table at the moment. No, sorry, they're 4th in the table at the moment. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They're 3rd in the table at the moment with 49 points. Morgan leads again for the Reynolds, but as I've mentioned, Twister, all 3 of their drivers are right behind P2, P3 and P4 for the Twister Racing Team. So as a team, Project will go. Probably the happiest of the teams there.
Yep.
I think not 1, not 2, but 3 drivers into the top 4. No, not good at all. And a quick run through the scores again. We've already gone through them, but just before we get into the race, Vapor lead on 58 points. VSMT 8 points behind on 50. There's 1 point separating VSMT from Twister, who are down on 49. But as I mentioned, 3 of their drivers into the top 4 after the qualifying session. ART are also just a point behind on 48. So 2 points even. 3 teams going into the last race, and TRT quite comfortably 5th at the moment, down on 32, but don't rule them out. But the big story really, Limmy, is that 4 of the 5 teams have only 10 points separating them in the battle for the championship. And with this race to come now, and with Twister in 3rd, but we've mentioned it, 3 races into the top 4, it could get very, very tasty with all to play for.
Indeed. So you pretty much summed it all up there. So it's the same top 3, just with the Mercedes flipped. So it was Morgan, Flats, Loney. It's now Morgan, Loney, Flats. Flats made a move at Silverstone. Is Loney going to make the move on Morgan, or is either 2 Mercedes going to go wheel to wheel, and then it's going to be a cluster mess into turn 1. Oh, it is in America. We have a formation lap this time. 2 minutes of getting ourselves together. Let's have a look. Kaz, this is your job. Tyres.
Tyres. As follows, really. The top 30 on the softs, and the 5 at the back on the mediums. Pretty simple, really. It looks like a sunny race. Obviously, there could be a bit of rain to come later on, but I don't think there will be. It doesn't look like there's going to be any rain today. And as you can see, the top 13 on the softs, and Elian, MK Born, VSMT, TRT Ralkio, and OKEke, all the mediums, going for the longest stint in this 25% race. 14 laps here of America, and they're looking for that longest stint to try and push a little bit further, use them mediums and then go into the softs a little bit later, whereas the top 13, you've got to make them softs count. They don't want to get any early damage. Make them softs count, set some good pace early on, and then on to the mediums to finish. I reckon there'll be a safety car here. That's my prediction. I may be wrong, I've been wrong before, but I think there'll be a safety car here, especially on lap 1 with the stakes section, as I call it. I think that could play up a factor. And Morgan, as you mentioned, Morgan on pole for the second race, running only a P6 last race, but he's got not 1, not 2, but 3 Twister drivers all behind him, which could play a massive factor. Now do them 3 drivers take it? They're all a team, but they're also a bunch of individuals. So do you work as a team or do you go for positions? Who knows? That's only they can decide that. And J-Luke, the man who finished 4th last race, but due to penalties came 10th, completes the top 5 in today.
What is scary is that if you have an incident, well, anywhere, but especially on lap 1, you can go from getting 30 points to 1. And of course, this is a team eSports event. After the race, when the scores are calculated, it's going to be posted on Twitter. We won this, we got 2nd in this, we got 3rd in this. Can't wait to do another one, blah blah, if everyone thinks like that. I think it's been great. Hopefully we can put on a show. And very quickly, Kez, any final comments before the lights?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right.
May the best team win.
So in Silverstone, we saw, I don't even want to know, probably over 50, 60 overtakes throughout the grid in 13 laps. We've got 14 laps of Cotter to do, and we've got the 2 Mercedes behind Morgan for the 2nd time running. Who's going to come out on top after turn 1 and lap 1? Here we go then, it's time for 14 laps at the Circuit of the Americas. Lights out and away we go. They weren't held for long of a start. Loney gets an incredible start. Already wheel to wheel with Morgan. In comes T-Flax, not as good as Silverstone with the starts. Into turn 1. Morgan has lost the place out to a Mercedes again. Both of them have had contact with each each other, and the two leaders are now at the bottom of the grid. Oh my days! We move through the S's. Team Flats is leading the Grand Prix again. The McLaren of Vapors has been overtaken by J. Lucas. They go wheel to wheel. Oh my! The top two of the bottom two.
Well, they got away so well, the two of them. They were in the clear. No one was even near them. And a bit of, I don't know what it is, but it didn't work out very well. And they're both so far behind now. So far behind. They're literally right at the bottom. They're both down 16 into P17 and P18. Vapors and Kyle go wheel to wheel. Vapors Shay, that is, and Kyle go wheel to wheel. The Red Bull up 1 position. But look at Vapors King. He's up 4. But the main story there, by an absolute mile, is the top two. And now 17th and 18th. And we're not halfway through the first lap.
I can't stop laughing, that's incredible.
That'll be on the Twitter, won't it? That'll be on the Twitter.
Yeah, I think so. We're into the third sector of the lap 1. I've had space, time to count down because Hedge saved me. Vapor 5th, Kyle 6th, Bauer 7th. Position changes on screen now. Look at that. A lot of people making at least 3 places.
Sorry, Limmy. Vapor's lazy and Funky Fox going wheel to wheel there. Round the J-Luke gets past lap. He's first across the line. Is he? No, he's not. Flatsies, but it is. Vapor's lazy. He gets past Funky Fox. Funky Fox might go for a dive bomb though. He seems like a bit of a character, doesn't he, Funky Fox? And he does go for a dive bomb. I called it, and he's back into P8. But here comes Trixie. He's wheel to wheel as well. The midfield battle is not going to disappoint here. But Funky Fox for now holds on to P8. He's up 3 positions to be fair. He's had a great start to the Grand Prix.
It looks like for pole sitter, he's not going to win any of the races, being pole by 5 tenths and 4 tenths. Williams down the inside of Vapor Lazy, the standings having a bit of a farce, and we're not on lap 3, we're on lap 2. DIS is definitely not enabled just yet. They're trying to recover themselves now because Morgan isn't first. T Flats is for the second race. He's into first after lights out, but this time it was given to him on a plate. And we'll look out next lap going down this straight, Kez, because overtakes are about to come. Can't off, but I'm guessing that's less than 10.
Yeah, Red's on Trixie on the inside of Trixie, and he gets the job done. Does he? No, he doesn't. Trixie comes back in the Williams, but they wheel to wheel again, the two of them. And it looks like Trixie, who dived in a bit late, and it gives Reds the edge opportunity. And Red's in the Ferrari, who went up 3 in this race. He's up another position. He's into the top 10. Trixie went a little bit wide there and give him the room, and he lost out. But it's Reds in the Ferrari into the top 10 on lap 2.
So just to confirm, every point counts, every position gets points. 30, 25, 22, 20, 18, 16, 14, 13, and then down to 1. Well, 2, because there's 18 left. 33-6 from Flats. You're on to lap 3, that is now correct. 3 penalties have come in.
That's what I say, not 1, not 2, but 3 penalties. Lazy, TM Racing, and Ralkio penalties literally all at the same time. I'm not sure what happened. Morgan down in 18th. He's gone to the mediums now to the end. Loney also he's on the soft actually. Loney's not pitted. Loney is going wheel to wheel with the SMT Racing. Raikio joining in as well. And the man who started at the front, nearly lost it then, did Raikio behind him. But Loney, who started at the front, down 14 places. He's got a lot to do if he wants to make up for it. But he's stuck behind the TM Racing. It's a very frustrating start for the Mercedes. And TM Racing, he's not giving it up. But does get himself a penalty there for going a little bit wide.
T-Flats leading, J-Luke just less than a second out of DRS. Vapor King, Sasaki, top 4, Vapor Shay is coming in to turn 12 on the inside of Sasaki, who got spun in Silverstone. He nearly got spun in USA, manages to keep ahead in P4.
Yeah, we're on the rear now of Sasaki, as you can see. Vapor Shay and Kyle in the Red Bull not too far behind at the moment. He looks to have lost a bit of time, Sasaki. He started 4th though, and he remains 4th. One of the few drivers that remains where he started. The top 3, all game positions. Flats up 2, J-Luke up 3, Viper King up 4. But I do have a feeling that Sasaki could be in a little bit of trouble here, or he could get DRS himself. There's a penalty for Reds now, already the 5th driver to pick up a penalty. Penalties all around in USA so far.
6 drivers now, and there's going to be lots more to come. He's only going to have an overtake on MK Bourne here. Burning battery into turn 1, inside for a Mercedes driver. Can't quite get a good camera, and I think MK Bourne gives him a good amount of room. 13th place, and that, Kez, is 8 points. for now.
It is 8 points indeed, Limmy, and every point matters. We've seen how close they bought us. 10 points separating the top 4 teams going into the last race. Morgan is setting fast laps on the mediums. He had a bit of a nightmare start. Do not rule this man out just yet for a good finish. As Limmy said, now we've got 8 drivers now with a penalty. We've only done 3 laps, 4 laps. Incredible. And that's going to play a factor. Mainly towards the back. There's only 3 in the top 10 that have a penalty, mainly towards the back. But they'll all play a part. And at the moment, they're starting to settle a little bit now. The gaps are getting a little bit bigger. It's Flats who leads from J-Luke, from Vapors King, from Sasuke, and from Vapor Shay in the top 5 after 4 laps.
Loney has made another overtake. It was MK Bomb. It's now Elliot. I can't decide because of English language what I want to call him.
Okay, Limmy. Okay, I thought he'd gone down a bit, and the Red Bull driver seems to have lost it. There's no damage, but he come off onto the gravel and he's lost, I think, maybe 3 to 4. He's got a yellow flag as well, Limmy.
It's a Renault. And
Oh,
which team are they
dear.
supporting? I believe that's TRT. Who
What
are
a bad
the
day for the
15th.
Renault. Oh, Vapor Lazy good
He's
again!
got no temp.
Oh,
He's
dear.
got no temp. No, he does have temp. He's got too much temp.
But Limmy, both Renaults into the bottom 2.
Oh,
Not
dear.
a good... Vapor Lazy can't save his car. This
that
pit
just
stops
shows-
all round, though.
Oh no, sorry, Renault and Vapor. Apologies. Oh dear, and Vapor were leading the points by 8. And 2 of their drivers...
The good thing is, though,
Well,
2 of the drivers are all in the top 3. Carrying the load. Not for the Renaults, but for the McLarens that are saving. And there's quite a lot of pit stops. I'll try and keep you up to date with them. Let's have a quick look on the tyres. Bear with me a second. There we go. Fresh mediums for J-Luke, for Sasuke, for Kyle, for Trixie, and for Loney, who's pitted again. I believe. Oh, he didn't pit. Sorry, no, he didn't pit. Had the incident on that one, but didn't pit. He's pitted now. There's loads of penalties just come in them. 3 at once. That was incredible. Another yellow flag, though. I
Might be a Red Bull
don't really
crowd,
see where. It's not
10.
lasted very long. But it's fresh mediums for the majority. All top 6, all in the old softs, all yet to pit.
Is Red's going to make a dive bomb onto the Haas of Elian down into turn 12? I think he is. Good move by the man who's been set up in a key part of his organisation and setting up the lobby and all the Discord tonight. Reds, P5, but pit stops to come for soft drivers soon. Look at the temperatures on the wheel, 104.
I'd say Funky Fox won't give up the willy. We've seen tonight in just the race and now Funky Fox will not give up and he'll fly into anything.
He's definitely funky.
Pit stops for flaps. He's going to be a McLaren double stack. You'd think it wouldn't be. No, it's not. It wouldn't have made any sense at all and would have done them over. Vapors King into the pits. Vapor Shay going to do one more lap on the soft. The rest of the people on the soft compound all into the pit. So Vapor Shay, the last one to pit. He's all around now for people pitting, but as you can see, the majority now onto the fresh mediums. There's still a few runners that haven't pitted yet. Elian, MK Born, Ralkio and TM Racing all started on the mediums and are all yet to pit onto the softs.
Who's going wheel to wheel here as TM Racing gets a little bit shaky. Another thing about USA, the pit lane literally brings you really fast into turn 1, so we've got to watch out. There is a the inside. Is he going to wait for DRS on VSMT TM Racing? I might try and do a bit of both here to go down on the inside to get the DRS, but TM Racing might have had to here if he wants that position. Down the inside, late braking, J-Luke. Is he going to survive a switcheroo? Yes, J-Luke into P7. Can you just reset your mic, mate? It's just crackling a lot. Well, a lot, yeah. That'd be fab. Let me know. Ralkio, round turn 19, trying to make a move on MK Born in the other Alpha Tauri from J-Luke's teammate, and they both make a very late decision and enter the pit lane. And Ralkio nearly gives MK Bomb a little bit of a bump on the rear.
Any better?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think it's on the PS because I broadcast on my PS4 and it can play up a little bit, so I do apologise. Hopefully I'm okay now. There's a wheel-to-wheel action here between little Vapor Shay and Kyle. There was a bit of contact there. Them two pitted, yes they have, onto the mediums, and Vapor Shay at the moment ahead of the Red Bull. But look how fast-paced this section is, and it's so hard to get it right, Liz. Is that where all the penalties have come from? Do you think because of how quick you go through that section? It's how you handle it as well, isn't it?
If you go on the penalty menu, you can see. There are multiple of 3s, so I'm guessing that's time. If you see like 8 or 11, that's when you know it's probably a speeding penalty. But yeah, they're all 3s and 6s at the moment. Yeah, yeah, Kyle finished second last race. He'll be hoping to try and work his way back up. Harley says, come on, VSMT. It's good, this. 14 to catch, was it 10 points? 8 points? I think you
Very,
said.
very close, mate. Yeah, 10 points between the full lot of them at the moment.
Yeah. So really,
sorry, the top
really
4 have got
close.
10 points, aren't they, between them? There's another penalty. Vapor's lazy. Now gets the penalty as well. He's currently down in 18th, not having a good race at all. He's the Renault driver, and the Renaults at the moment relying on the McLarens massively to bring home the points for the team that are leading. Penalties are coming in for fun at the moment, though. The penalty window's not stopping. The dashboard keeps popping up at the bottom. The penalty's Elian, the last driver to pit. Now he was first, but obviously had 7 lap hole mediums. He's now into the pits. He's the Alpha man, which means Flats back into the lead. J-Luke in second. Vapors King in third.
Contact between TM Racing and Shay. Shay eventually got past without damage, luckily, and then TM Racing we spam back onto the track, but Kyle's got ahead. So Kyle's back into P6. Bowers, who we didn't see much of in Silverstone, is now into the top 7 technically when TM Racing pits for the softs very shortly. Lap 8 of 14. It's gone quick, no safety cars in either of the races, but the biggest incident you'll ever see when the top 2 took each other out at turn 1. Well, yeah. Technically it was, I think the rear took the front.
Definitely the talk about the moment. VSMT Racing, the only one of 2 drivers apart from the man behind him, OKK, that are yet to pit. TM, they went very wide, and there's a bit of contact here between Eke and TM Racing, both due a pit stop out. The Funky Fox now looking to try and get an opportunity not to get one, but 2 overtakes down. The 2 drivers that are yet to pit in front of him, but he may have to wait a little bit. OKK he might go for it, though, in TM Racing. He's going to go for it, and he's going to get it. And TM Racing goes very, very widely and then lets his teammate get past him as well, Funky Fox. Yeah, TM Racing's really... Has he got damage, TM Racing? He's really struggling.
No, he hasn't, but he's driving very erratically.
Yeah, he is.
And he drove erratically in Silverstone as well, slipped at 2 points. Is he going to go around the inside of a triple right-hander? Oh, the boy can race if he wants to. I've never ever seen that before. Move of the night. Hello?
I didn't see it, I missed it. There's a pit stop.
You didn't see it?
No, I missed it. There's a pit stop for OK. He's onto the soft, meaning the only TM Racing is the only driver yet to pit. No, funny enough, no one's got out of this race yet. No, as Limmy said, no VSCs, no safety cars, not had any of that yet. This evening, Flats up 2, he leads. J-Luke up 3, second, and Vapors King, who just... Oh, it's Vapors penalty, sorry. Vapors King not a million miles behind J-Luke, but Flats even. 3.2 seconds clear. He's starting to have a bit of a gap and making this race his own for the Mercedes team.
Move of the night? I mean, the guy drives like a... I don't know.
You were going to swear then, weren't you?
I was going to say, yeah, I was going to say idiot.
Morgan penalty as well,
Mr. TM Racing, move of the night,
he can't race. It's not gone to plan for him, has it? It's not gone to plan for Morgan. 2 races on pole, and it looks like, again, he's in trouble. He may get a bit of DRS on Trixie, Limmy. He's just got a penalty now. He's going to get past Trixie, though, and get into top 11. And it is Morgan into the P11. He's now going to try and chase the man that's not pitted yet. The only man that's not pitted. TM Racing's a big lock-up from the Astro, which gives Morgan an invitation, but he can wait for now. He's down 10, Morgan, no, and the man who started on pole had pretty comfortable qualifyings in both Silverstone and USA. He's clearly a talented guy, but the race itself not gone to plan. We've got a yellow flag a bit for behind. Is that a Mercedes of Loney?
Loney, oh.
40, he's down 40.
Top 3 in both qualifyings. He's at the back. Morgan, I was going to say about that penalty, he's looking good for filing through, but then he got a penalty. I guess the commentator's curse. J-Luke has got Vapor King and Sasuke behind him. The top 4, 0 penalties. Kyle's got no penalties, so you'd expect him to go past Shay. TM Racing Morgan's got a pit yet, Kez, I think. Oh no, he pitted for mediums on lap 1.
He pitted very early, yeah.
Yes, that confrontation. But yeah, anyone who ever says America doesn't give you something, lies.
Well, Flat's 3.4 seconds clear. It's looking edging towards him having a race win. For the battle for P2, he's well and true on. Funky Fox gets a penalty now.
Oh, the boy.
You can see J-Luke, Vapors King and Sasuke all in cross proximity. J-Luke could be in trouble here because there's a DRS for Vapors King who could get the overtake. J-Luke looks pretty defenceless here. He can defend as much as he wants, but he isn't going to save it. And Vapors King is into P2 in this Grand Prix. Sasuke still remains in P4. Not enough DRS for him, but Vapors King past J-Luke, who's got no battery left himself. pretty defenceless there, the AlphaTauri driver, and he's lost out his second place position to the McLaren, who needs points, by the way, because his teammates in the Renault, Morgan and Vapor's Lazy, not in the top 10. So the McLaren drivers here are going to have to get the points for the team.
Oh, TM Racing tried to go back past
He's still not
Morgan,
pitted yet.
locked up, and had to get out of the way.
Their mediums look ruined.
Oh, yeah, you can see he can't turn.
He's in trouble again here as well.
Trixie's going to go for the inside move on the triple header. Wasn't as good as TM's last time, but
Get into the pits, lad. He's all over the show.
move nonetheless.
Get in the
Is he
pits.
going in now?
No, another lap.
Oh.
But he's all over the
See,
show. MK
he's
Bonds
just-
was hitting to the back of him as he got
TM
damaged.
TM Racing.
Oh,
I've done
no,
many
he hasn't.
commentaries. He's just screaming, no.
Well, he's in trouble
Just
because MK
hasn't-
Bonds
hasn't-
next going on him. On 3 lap
hasn't
old
got the
soft.
quality
Easy
yet.
overtake. No. Oh,
And
he's
then he
actually.
makes-
Oh, he's dive bombed actually. Lost out.
Sure.
But he's now on
See, he's
10 lap
doing
old
some good
mediums. Get
moves.
into the pits, man. Get into the pits.
He can
Please.
overtake. For sure. He
And
can
here's the long
overtake.
straight again. Can J Luke get a bit of revenge on Vapor's King? He lost out last lap on the long rundown. He might get him back here. Sasaki looks a little bit too far behind again to make you, but J Luke
King's battery.
could
If
get.
you
Yeah,
see
gonna
that
make
red
ground here.
light, Kez, at the back of a car,
Yeah.
it means that either got none or less than 10%.
Yeah, but J Luke's got very little as well. Sasaki has got
He
the
has
most battery at the
more,
moment. He's in a good position, Sasaki, at the moment.
Definitely.
But all these drivers on very similar tyre dag, aren't they? 4 laps for Vapor's King, 5 laps for J Luke.
Rex! Oh, down the inside of Funky Fox! Funky Fox!
Funky Fox!
Survives! I don't know why I say it like that. Funky Fox!
The man of the moment,
survives
Funky Fox, tonight, isn't he?
The dive bomb!
I tell you something, no matter what race you do, the harsh drivers just seem to be dead funny, don't they? It's like
Yeah.
a real life thing. They just seem to be all over.
Even
I love
in
him.
Coscas, Big Slater.
I absolutely love him. Funky Fox, what a man! And he's in 8th. He's one of the many
He's got a flag,
drivers that
hasn't
have
he,
that blue and white flag next to his name. He's got a penalty, like practically all the drivers have. Bar how many? Six drivers not have a penalty, including the top 4. That is still by. I mean, Flats looks comfortably. He's still 3.5 seconds clear. Nothing seems to be happening there. It seems to have.
He's got a ban in my stream,
yeah,
Harley. He's like, go on, Fox.
But the battle for P2 still seems very, very close. J Luke is losing a bit of ground here, and he's now Sasaki again in DRS range for the fourth or fifth lap running now. And I think J Luke could be in a bit of trouble. He's lost out on Vapor's King, who could be okay, but J Luke I think will be in trouble here. And Sasaki's got a lot of battery as well. J Luke down on his battery. Sasaki got over 40%. J Luke's in trouble here, Limmy. Big trouble.
So what's going on with T Flats' qualifying then? Because he's half a second down, but in the race he pulls out. J
Well, I'm not too sure.
is
Here's
in
J
trouble.
Luke. Again, defensive, but not can't do anything. Nothing.
Sorry, you can do that.
Sorry, mate. No, I knew it was going to happen because he has no battery. He's 8% battery. He's in big trouble. And Vapor Shea as well, Limmy, who has got a penalty, is closing the gap as well as a penalty for Loney. It's not quite gone to plan for the man who started in the top 2. Again, happened last race. Seems to be if you start on pole or start in the top 2, you're not going to do very well. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be the case tonight. Morgan, who started on pole, not in the top 10 either. The top 2, if you remember, on that one, that incredible incident after turn 1, took them both out, down 17th and 18th. To be fair, they rescued it a little bit. Morgan more than Loney, but not quite enough. And J Luke, to be fair to him, there's only 7 temps, albeit with a penalty from him to Vapor Shea. Losing a bit of ground, J Luke, and not really gaining on the drivers in front of him, so possibly an issue for the AlphaTauri driver. The penalty now for Trixie. Penalties all around Limmy. Absolutely loads of them.
So Sasaki, has he got the pace to gain 6/10 of a second in 2 laps? That's all that's left. It's gone so quick. J Luke behind him within DRS. Vapor Shea behind J Luke within DRS, but with a penalty. So we may see Kyle moving up a little bit. Penalties on my screen now
15.
anyway.
15 cents penalties
Yeah.
MK Bourne's got.
Everyone who's got a pen in the top 11 are 3 seconds.
And J Luke
So
could be in trouble again. For the 3rd lap running, he's got away well, to be fair to him. Or actually might be able to gain on Sasakiri. I thought for a moment Vapor Shea might have got him, but it looks like he's pulled away okayly. But okayly? Pulled away okay.
Okayly?
That's a new
Hello,
word,
Kaylee.
isn't it? Hello, Kaylee. But he remains in 4th. Sasakiri, to be fair to him, he won't want P3, he wants P2, because he's right on the backside of Vapor's King.
From
And,
P2, 22.
P1 looks done as long as Flats makes no mistakes. No one's really gaining on him, but the battle for P2 and for P3 is still well and truly on. And Sasaki, who was 4th a lap or 2 ago behind J Luke, is now within DRS range of the man in front of him, Vapor's King, for potentially A P2 for the Racing Points. There's a lot of pressure, as we mentioned, on the McLaren team. There's a penalty for Flats, the race leader. Oh my word, that could play into Vapors King's hands, couldn't it? 3.2 seconds clear. That gap is also dropping, and as it stands, he's winning, but by 1/10. That could be huge, and if Vapors King finds out about that, he could go on a mission in this last lap. Incredible.
Well, I'll tell you right now, he will know, because in Formula 1, the most recent update, you can now see how many penalties, from a driver's point of view, the other guys got.
On the last lap as well.
Also, though, to contradict that, Flats will know as well. So he may put his foot down here because he's got 2 warnings free that he can use. A couple of more penalties coming in. Well, we have 14 laps. Imagine doing 28 or 56.
Limit. Sasake's got extra ERS and fuel to burn. The fuel signal is lighting up on Vapors King's car, and he could be in trouble here for the P2 spot. These DRS Sasake, he's going to get him here. He's got the battery. Well, Vapors King's got 2% battery. He's defenceless. The red light's flashing on the back of McLaren, and Sasake is into P2 in the American Grand Prix on the last lap. Or is he? Because he's coming back, Vapors King, but he's got nothing he can do, and Sasake looks at the moment like he's on course to get a P2. Flats, even with a penalty, looks like he's going to be okay for a P1. Here comes Vapors King.
T-Flats. Oh. T-Flats has led from lights out after the top 2 spun each other out, and 2 races tonight, 2 wins.
Vapors King in on Sasaki, and they've connected. I thought they did each other. They've not, but he might get him. He's going to get him as well. Vapors King has got him. Oh my word, he's beat him. That is absolutely incredible.
They hit each other on the final push.
Oh, wow.
Finishes, what's the gap? He doesn't even say. J-Luke finishes P4, just misses out on the podium. Kyle 2nd and 5th. Shea 3rd and 6th. Bowers and Reds for 2 Ferraris. Alfa Romeo teammates 7th, 8th and 9th. Good points for them. So, yeah. Lap 1, lap 14.
Lap 1, lap 14, drama upon drama. They hit each other, they nearly killed each other and got nothing.
I didn't see it. You got it
Vapors
out,
King on the last turn. He had no battery. It looked like a P2 was out of the question. He was like, nope, I'm getting it. And that could be huge for their team. They started in P1, and that P2 could be huge for them. We'll try and get results here as soon as we can. Driver day goes to Ralkio. He had a good race last time, and he's done it again. The Alpha driver seems to deliver. But the main story there, I mean, the incredible action towards the end. But the main story will be that P1 drama on the first turn, where both of the top 2. Well, took each other out and ended up not even getting into the top 10. Fantastic F1 racing.
Who got fastest lap in the top 10? I'll let you know in a second. We're going to stay in the stream to confirm the results. The fastest lap in the top 10, 34, 33, 5, 33, 6, 33, 4. So it's Vapor King who got the fastest lap. Kes, just confirm that, just in case I don't make a mistake.
You'd look like, yeah, that's it. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Funky Fox. No, it wasn't. It's 34-3. Sorry, my bad. I picked up Funky Fox then. Sorry, Funky Fox. I do apologise. But yeah, Vapor King P2 from out of nowhere on that last corner and fastest lap. So even though his teammates didn't do the best, he may have saved them there with that performance. But congratulations to Flats, who's won both races, I think, Limmy, hasn't he? Am I right in saying?
J. Lucas said, give me a sec, because I've got a penalty in Silverstone I want to get removed. I'm sure other drivers may think as well. That was 22 minutes, so 3 minutes longer than Silverstone, but still incredibly quick. No safety cars, no VSCs. Can't wait to watch lap 1, turn 1, and lap 14, turn 20 back. That switcheroo was epic. I'd like to see the gap. I should have looked them, but I didn't. Did you see it?
What's that, sorry, mate? What was that?
What the gap was between 2nd and 3rd.
I've got it on my screen now, the gap between 2nd and 3rd.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
It was 0.63.
Not a lot. Not a lot at all.
0.0073. Jesus. That's close. So, we're just waiting for the official results.
No safety car. No burnt tonight. Thought we might have seen him, but he stayed in the pit lane alright, didn't he? But Maylander didn't come out at all tonight. I thought we might have seen him.
Kez, did you go through all of the results? I have a feeling I didn't go down to 20th.
I did, mate. I went to
go
Lansdale,
down?
but I did, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him your link, yeah.
But no Burt Maylander attack limit, no VSC and no safety car, nothing at all. Which over 2 races, I predicted a safety car here and we didn't get one, so I was wrong. But wow, what I mean, if you watched the full stream, thank you for watching because I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. That was excellent, absolutely excellent, and yeah, I mean 2 incredible races that I'd pretty much everything bar a safety car or a VSC, and
didn't need him.
No, didn't need him.
Unreal.
Superb.
Right, so we'll just wait for the results, everybody. So top 4 teams were separated by 10 points. The final team was just a little bit off by another 8 points. Maybe they gained some spaces. Bando wasn't there for the last one. Luckily, Flats made it, Kaz. Fixed his stand because he won both races. I mean, he didn't even get pole in any of them.
Must be a good stand.
Must be a good racing driver. He just needs to work on the quality a little bit.
Not breaking his stand. That was incredible. It was incredible. It was 2 great races, 2 races full of action. I mean, it's everything you'd expect from a 5-team battle, really. I mean, you even saw teammates battling. I think it was in Silverstone when it was. I think it may have been a Ferrari and Alfa.
Yep.
At one point in Silverstone, that were literally wheel to wheel. They weren't. It's like they weren't on a team. We predicted that before tonight. We not once before. We said before tonight, didn't we? How would it go? How would the teams work? You know, yes, you're on a team, but you're also playing for individual points, and you're playing for your position really in the future of F1. Your opportunities like these don't come around often for big drivers. And yes, you're on a team of 5 or a team of 4 in some cases, but it's how do you work it? You know, do you work as a team or do you go for an overtake against your teammate? And we saw that drivers, as much as they wanted to win as a team, they wanted to win individually as well. And both races, yes, they want a safety car, yes, they want a VSC, which I don't think I'd have predicted before tonight. I thought there would have been a couple, but it didn't matter because the racing was superb and there was so much action. And I can't wait to watch it back. And hopefully, me and Limmy can do something like this again because it was something very different, but definitely an enjoyable experience. And I'm looking forward to seeing the results and letting you guys know who won because I have absolutely no idea who won that race. Sorry, won the
so we know obviously the drivers who have been close to the top. We can see that in the F1 menu when we backed out. One that says, "If you want a safety car, get me driving." I will. Just waiting for results, everybody, and then we'll let you get on with your night. What a races. There's 2. And I really enjoyed doing the 2 races. No lights glitch as well.
Always a positive for you, innit? I never get them, but you always seem to get them.
Oh, mate. Honestly. Well, I don't get them when I'm with you.
Well, you don't know me. No, I'm the same grade.
You must be that Ducky Bond.
Must be, mate, yeah, the chemistry. But here's the results prior to this race. So Vapors were on 58 points, VSMT 50 points, Twister 49, and ART 48. A bit of a refresher for you, there was only 10 points separating the top 4 teams going into that last race, and only 2 points separating second down to 4th. TRT were a little bit behind on 32, but you can never really rule them out. That was prior to the race in USA, after Silverstone. Just a bit of a refresher for you, and we'll find out as soon as we can before we go who's took the bragging rights and who's took the crown.
Well, we know some of the drivers who were consistently at the top, so their teams will sure be working with those. Well, of course, Silverstone and America do not represent every other track that other people might be good at. I mean, some people might not like America and Silverstone.
Yeah, of course.
Who knows? Some people might be better at street circuits. I know some people who are like that.
I know there's been a few penalties submitted, haven't there?
The incident got a warning, leaving space for an Alpha. As I hadn't have left space, he'd have. Oh, if I didn't have left space, good English, he'd have been catapulted into the right-hand wall. Feel like it should be removed. Let's have a quick look at this, everybody. It's going into Stoke. Oh, this is on lap 1 as well. Coming into Vale Corner. That's coming through club now. Yeah. Probably we'll get that removed.
Well, I mean, the results are in.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been. And it's very, very tight, especially for the battle for
See very
P2.
quickly before you read it out if that 4 places for J League would actually affect anything. Which team is J League on? He's on ART. We're at ART. Okay, yes. If he can move up 4 places, that might mean ART gets second or even first. So let's not read them out, Kez.
Yeah.
Because I think ART is going to move up some. I don't know what the stewards are going to say about it. Or steward. Oh, this Loney's just put a clip in the Discord, Kez. I think.
Yeah, I'm watching it, mate. The turn 1 incident. Oh, it's not good from the Renault, is it? Oh dear.
It's not good from Renault, is it?
Goes really, really wide, comes back on track and takes the rear right of the Mercedes.
Oh dear.
It's not good, is it? And don't forget, they had such a good start. If you look at that there, they're quite comfortably in P1 and P2. Doesn't really need to be doing that. You know, they're okay. Oh dear.
Oh dear. And that's the guy. He's had 2 pole positions tonight.
For anyone who can't see this chat, the chat's not very happy is he, with that incident, and I wish I could show it you. But the Renault goes very, very wide. The Renault of Morgan goes very, very wide. Comes back on track and quite blatantly takes out the Mercedes with the rear right. Didn't look great, to be perfectly honest with you, and yeah, definitely impacted the race result, that's for sure.
So ART do overtake. Right, let me just type it out so we know what we're dealing with. Is that America, yeah? Or
That was Silverstone, mate.
oh yeah, I'll be right. Right.
That confirmed?
I think that is confirmed. Do you want to do the honours?
Yes, mate, I'd love to. Just going to get confirmation very quickly, just to make sure he's typing. So let's just make sure before we do read him out that these are
so
the...
just to confirm, it was a competition between teams.
Yes.
Of course, drivers can take cookie points, but when we get this confirmed, it is the team's results. One of the teams, I'm sure, will be able to brag that they've won, but nevertheless, oh yeah, you got to move the points off the guys who moved above.
Oh, this could take a while then.
Good point. That's a very good point, actually. So who would you remove off? So you'd remove 2 points off 6, 2 points off 7th, 1 point off 8th, 1 point off 9th. Is that right?
That looks right,
That'll be right. Where would J-Luke go? 6? Oh no, so you do 2 points, 1 point off 10th. Yeah, that's right. You want... Would you do 1 point off 10th or not? No, you won't, would you? Because you're taking the points off a guy who did finish 6th. Yeah. So, I don't know how good Drofter is at maths.
I hope he's good.
I hope he's alright. But I've told him what to do, so he should be able to work that out. So he has to take 2 points off 6th and 7th, he has to take 1 point off 8th and 9th, take that off for teams, tell me the new results.
Good job, I didn't read them.
You'll need a pen and paper.
Sure, read about it. Bear with us a second. Can't go off the stream without telling people the results, can we? It wouldn't be right.
No. I think we know who's won. I think we know who's come last. We don't know the midfield. That's for sure. Because at the moment, bit of a hint. Second and third are 2 points. Third and fourth are 10. So, who knows?
Very, very, got a bit of a drum roll, haven't we? A bit of suspense is killing me, this.
Yeah, suspense is killing me. We think we know who's won, but you gotta. It's
gotta be official on it,
isn't it?
Gotta be official.
Everyone makes it. I've enjoyed it though. I hope it happens again.
So do I. Excellent. Very, very good.
Maybe even 3 races.
Right, we have the confirmed official results, Limmy. And as you can see, it's very, very, very close. So we'll go reverse order. In P5, it was a team that, to be fair, after Silverstone, they had a lot to do. They were struggling. And it's TRT, which are Alfa Romeo and Williams, who had good moments, don't forget. They had good moments, especially the Alfa team had good moments in them races. They come home with 5th on 61. Then it was close going into the last race, if you remember. Only 10 points separated these 4 teams. VSMT, Ferrari and Haas come home in 4th on 88 points. Now the top 3 all got triple digits. In 3rd, with a pretty exceptional result. Bearing in mind they had a driver less as well for the first race, and they won both races as an individual driver. It is Twister's team with 101 points, the Mercedes and the Racing points, and then between Vapor and ART was 10 points. ART coming home, the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri on 103 points, and tonight's winners, very well deserved. Congratulations to them on 113 points. The Vapor team, I believe. Yes, they are the Vapor team, which ran out on McLaren. Obviously, Renault had that bit of an incident there on turn 1, but the McLarens were excellent in that second race. Of course, Morgan brought home the points of Renault in qualifying, and overall, for me, fully deserved it as a team. I thought they were excellent. So congratulations to Vapor, 113 points, and they win the event.
Thank you. I think if Twister would have had that extra driver for the first and second race, we might have took the win. We would have only needed 12 points. We would have only needed 16th twice. So yeah, what an event, what a pleasure. Good races, good 20-minute races. Close. The pole sitter never won. In fact, he came last.
Didn't even get a podium, did he?
He was last after the first
Didn't even get a podium.
And yeah, I hope this happens again. Of course, H, thank you so much.
Pleasure, mate.
You along again.
Yes, absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you for everyone that tuned in and watched to the end. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did, and thank you for Limmy for not only getting me involved, but helping me out as you always do and making it. Made a few laughs, didn't we? As always, a few incredible moments, especially in USA. That was great, fantastic, and hopefully we can do it again very soon.
So that's it. Vapor win the Twister eSports Cup. The hosts get 3rd place with missing out on a driver. Well done to all the teams. Thank you for taking part. Stay safe, have a good night, and we'll see you hopefully for another eSports Cup in the future. Good night.
Good night, guys. Take care. Thank you very much, as Limmy said, for joining us. See you soon.